Television Network.
Participants of this great event, a very good afternoon to each and every one of us. It is a very great honor and privilege for me to be here in your midst to give this speech on this very wonderful theme on grassroots data for national development. But before I go into my talk on this theme, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate or congratulate the chairman or the president of this August body with this very wonderful initiative. And at the same time, I want to thank the Lagos State Chapter chairman for encouraging them to come up with this very good innovation. This is the second innovation or kind of development that I'm witnessing, supported or initiated, supported by the Lagos State Chapter chairman. I want to sincerely thank them and appreciate them for doing this very great job. Lagos State is virtually always the first in most of these kind of things. And I would say, having a body like this, without missing words, I will say Lagos State is the first state that has this kind of body across the whole country. Currently, I don't know if there is another state that has a body like this. And having a body like this, it shows, or it clearly shows the level of development in which we have in Lagos State, or the kind of good governance in which the state is enjoying by the current administration and the previous administration of the state. Meaning that a lot have been put into development within the state. So for me, it's not a surprising thing to see a body like this in Lagos State, but rather I would likely expect more bodies like this to continue coming up from Lagos State so that other states too can learn from Lagos State. Believe me, when he started talking to me, a lot of thought, a lot of things came into my mind. And one of the key things that came into my mind is that how can we replicate this all over the country? Because it is at the local government whereby we be able to have all the data we need for national development. At the local government level, you all agree with me, all the information that you needed or you require to make sure that a country is being developed can be directly accessed from the local government. At the state level or at the federal level, you can have or you can get whatever you can get, but to have something that will really move the country forward, it means you have to go down to the grass level, the grassroots. Before the program started, we were sitting down together with this, my sister, Ms. Keke of NIRA. We were discussing issues related to this. And one of the key things that we were able to be talking about is how can we go down to the grassroots? Because if the grassroots is missing, no matter how you want to get it right, believe me, it will be very difficult for you to get it right. So this body, for me, is highly, very, very timely. And as I said, we from Nigerian Computer Society, as the umbrella organization of all IT professionals in the country, we will try as much as we can to make sure that these have been replicated virtually in all over the states of the Federation. As a society, we have chapters in each and every state. Each and every state of the Federation, including Abuja, we have chapters. And at each and every chapter, we have chapter chairmen. And each and every chapter chairman serve as the representative of the national body that we have our headquarters here in Lagos. So we are going to work with them to make sure that this is being replicated. Because this is the only way we can move our country forward. And this is the only way we can achieve the national development goal that the country is working towards. And for our country to be developed, or for we to get to wherever we want to get to, IT is the key. The MC mentioned it. He said, we are getting into the IT is the future. No, IT is the present, not even the future. You can't run away from it. You take it or you leave it. You can never run away from IT. Anything you go, wherever you find yourself, IT is virtually all over. It cuts across all our lifestyle, everything. In fact, I don't think there is any one of us here in this room that can survive one day, feel very comfortable if his mobile phone is being taken away from him. Just for a day, or for an hour. We can't. You can see even as we are seated, most of us after 1 to 2 minutes, you see us looking at our mobile phones, bringing out our mobile phones. All these things are IT. So how can we achieve more national development? It's towards going down to the grassroots. Because that is where you have the engines or those that make the economy of the country to move. That's where you have them. That's where you see them directly, you interact with them, collect data, collect information from them. If you take, for example, you look at different sectors of the economy, let's take, for example, the agriculture. You look at agriculture, for you to meet those that do the real agriculture, you have to go down to the grassroots. You don't go to the villages where the farmers are. You can't find, I think it will be very difficult for you to have farmers within the city. The main farming activity is being done in villages or in bushes. And how can you go down to meet them, collect information? What are their needs? How can they improve the way they do their agriculture? How can they get more bumper harvest? How can they contribute to the growth of the economy of the country? And the only way that can be achieved is through what? Through IT. A lot of intervention, the government, state government, the federal government that are planning to be, or that they currently have, cannot reach out to those people that are supposed to enjoy those facilities or those interventions. And why? Because their data, the grassroots data that we're supposed to have from all those people, is not really available to us. But with the aid of bodies like this, that is the BC launch, we can go down to the grassroots at each and every local government of the country, collect different data, different information that can help us in the national development. So as I said, I want to sincerely thank the president of this body, and I want to sincerely appreciate them for what they have been doing, making sure that we achieve all these things that we are about to be achieving in our country, more especially looking at our national development. The theme of the symposium is grassroots data for national development. What do we mean by data? When we say data, I think data is not really a new word for each and every one of us. Each and every one of us, or virtually all of us here, knows either directly, formally, or informally, we know what data is. When we say data, we are simply referring to the unprocessed information or raw facts that we have on a particular day. It can be data on anything. As we are seated here, there are quite a lot of data that is flowing here. A lot of data in which, if captured and harnessed, a lot of opportunities can be created. A lot of data in which, if captured, analyzed, each and every one of us will be shocked and will be surprised with the kind of things that we will be able to come out of that data that has been collected. But the problem is that, do we really give much attention to all this data? We don't. That is where the problem is. Most of the developing countries in the world, or developing nations in the world, what makes them to be what they are is data. When you have data, you analyze it and you utilize the data for what You are supposed to utilize the data for it will take you a long way in the development of that country. Data is very, very important to each and every one of us for quite a lot of reasons. Some of the few reasons that we need data are, one, we need data for informed decision making. For national development, any policy that the government at the federal, state, and the local government, they want to come up with, that policy will be a very, very good policy if an informed decision or if the right data for taking that decision is available to those decision makers. Because when you don't have the right data for them to make a very informed decision, they may come up with a policy, but the policy may not really yield a very important result, a good result that we may likely want to have for national development. For problem solving, you need data. For you to be able to solve your problem, whatever type of problem, name it from personal problem to any type of problem, you must have information, you must have data. For you to be able to know that you are hungry, or for you to even start looking for food, the first thing you must have on yourself is that for you to know that you are hungry. And by the time you are hungry, it means you have the data to work on. And that data will trigger you knowing that, okay, I'm hungry, this is what I need to do. And this is what I need to do to make sure that I take care of that hunger.
For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events, and interviews across business, tech innovation, and lifestyle, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.